Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm very happy to record these words on the occasion of the 42nd year of the celebration of the Islamic Revolution of Iran. This is a very important occasion, the annual celebration of a very important history for Iran and also for the Ummah and actually for the world. The whole history of the Islamic Revolution was really something that should inspire people, because the essence of the Islamic Revolution of Iran was to resist against the Western hegemony and also the anti-Islam movement throughout the world. We know very well, since the downfall of the Pahlavi regime, and then Iran came into the path of modernization, industrialization and westernization. And because of what happened during that era, where the social economic fabric of the Iranian people has been distracted by a very inequality of the people. Development has not seeped down to the people. The rich gets richer, and despite the voices from the ground, the regime, the Shah regime, went into a very offensive and suppressive regime, and that triggered the resistance from the people, and led by Imam Khomeini, who was rahimahullah, who was the leader of the people. It is very important to understand that this revolution erupts not just because of the inequality, the economic disparity, but in essence it is about the dignity of the people and the dignity of Islam as the culture and also the ideology of the people of Iran, and therefore it goes beyond only the resetting of the socio-economic aspect of the people, but also to converge people with the spirit of Islam. Now the unity of the Ummah has become the essence that been the call by the Islamic Revolution. Imam Khomeini has been able to project that this divisive scheme of the anti-Muslim from Israel to the US and also to the Western regimes has to be understood, and that is why the values that is inculcated into this revolution has to be really understood in its deeper meaning. The whole philosophy of the Islamic Revolution has been to rise against the aggressors and rise against those systems that has divided people and has the agenda of exploiting the weak. And this is the reason why the revolution is very unique and very special. The history showed that because of this essence of repression by foreign powers, this gave the character of the revolution in a very unique way. It's unique in every sense of the word, whether it's called the cultural revolution of China or the industrial revolution of Europe. Nothing can equate with the Iranian revolution, because it has a very strong understanding of why the weak has to rise up against the aggressors. Now the difference between the Mustakbirin and the Mustadafin has been defined very clearly in the revolution, and this has inspired many people that we cannot be passive, we cannot be quiet in saying our voices, and also to raise our voice against injustice and tyranny. And therefore the future of the Islamic Revolution will be strong, and they will be, if the essence of the spirit is been retained. The challenges are big. The Western powers will not sit down. They will be always always be planning about how to destroy the revolution, how to curtail Iran, and how to cut off and isolate Iran from the world, which then has shown that they have failed. They have tried to intrude into Iranians' political system. They have already tried the sanction, the unilateral sanction, which also did not work, and they are trying to also detach Iran from doing any businesses or any interaction with other countries of the world. Now, this has not been success on their part, and therefore the people of Iran have shown to the world that they are able to resist and they are able to maintain their struggle. It is very important for us to understand the challenges that the Islamic Revolution of Iran is facing now and the future to come. And therefore, the most important thing to remember is unless and until they are able to divide the Muslims by the sectarian spirit, Iran is still intact, but we have to strengthen the unity of the Muslims and put aside all differences. It is very important that we develop a strong network of people to people and government to government at all levels, and this has to be focused. This has to be put into effect in an effective way, and I think there is a chance for the Iranian people to rise up again and be equals with other nations. We implore the Western powers to depart from this very atrocious and unbecoming of so-called civilized world, to act in a way that you punished a country that has a different view, and this again is contradiction with the so-called democratic world. We call for harmony, we call for unity and cooperation, but the Western powers has always been reverting this, and that is the really call that we want the Western world to understand. The U.S. has done atrocities towards the people of Iran. They have assassinated a lot of the Iranian leaders and Iranian thinkers. They've done it to a few months ago, and that is very clear that the United States of America has become a criminal state. While we do not see that there may be some little changes of the new administration, but we are very cynical that because of the lobby of the Zionists has been very entrenched in the U.S. system of democracy. It is not hopeful that things will change. But if the Muslims unite themselves, if the leaders of Muslim nations are together, that we can stand strong together as an ummah, then we are able to put pressure that there must be a change of the policies of the Western countries, and to see Iran and the Iranians and the Muslims as a whole as an equal people around the world, to be treated equally and with justice. So I congratulate the people of Iran for the 42nd celebration of the Islamic Revolution of Iran. May Allah bless all of the Iranian people and the leaders. May Allah bless all the ummah. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.